Your dog is listening in on your conversations. Seriously, you have no privacy. Have you ever been chatting with a friend, totally ignoring your dog, and you mention something about going for a walk, or you say the word cheese, and your dog turns inside out? You didn't talk to your dog, you just talked near your dog. We think that to teach a dog a new word, you have to go into full drill sergeant mode. Look, ball, this is a ball, fetch the ball. But some dogs may be doing something much more interesting. A new study suggests that a small group of dogs might not just be sitting around waiting for commands. They're eavesdropping. And they can learn the names of new objects in ways that are a lot like how human toddlers learn new words, by watching and listening. I'm going to give you a quick breakdown on how they do it, and then we're going to test it on my dog to see if she's a secret genius. Or just a regular dog, which is much more likely. So here's how this study worked. Researchers worked with a small group of so-called gifted word learner dogs. These are like the advanced placement students of the dog world, often border collies who already know lots of different words. The goal was to see if these gifted dogs could learn the name of new toys just by overhearing humans talk about them. They set up 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, the owner holds up a new toy and talks directly to the dog. They play with the toy, repeat the name, basically what a very enthusiastic dog owner would naturally do. Scenario 2, the eavesdropping setup. The dog is in the room, but the humans completely ignore the dog. The owner talks to another person about the new toy. They use simple sentences, show the toy, pass it back and forth, and act excited about it, but never look at the dog. Later, they test the dog. The new toys are mixed in with familiar toys, and the owner just says, "Can you bring me the bear?" Logic says the direct teaching method should win, but in this study, it didn't. The gifted dogs did just as well when they only overheard humans talking about it as they did when they were addressed directly. Genius border collies are one thing, but I wanted to try this with my dog, who's, well, not a genius, but she is pretty smart. This is my geriatric, mostly deaf, partially blind Yorkie Poodle mix. Her name's Tony, and that's spelled with an I, in case you were wondering. Back in the day, she could tear a toy apart in a matter of minutes, but now her hobbies include napping, power napping, and sleeping. But we like you just the way you are. Here's the setup. I bought this orange hedgehog and this green frog. Tony hasn't seen either of them, and we're just going to see if she can pick up the names just by me talking to my sons about how amazing they are. Hedgehog has black eyes.
Oh yeah.
Which is interesting, I think. The experiment involves a 1-minute conversation between 2 people, passing the toy back and forth, talking about it, the details, how great it is, but never talking directly to the dog. They say the name of the toy several times during this conversation. Then the dog and owner engage in a 3-minute play session, but during those 3 minutes, the owner does not say the name of the toy. After that, the dog is given a 20-minute exploration session where they can play with it however they want. But once again, the name of the toy is not said. This is to happen twice a day for 4 days. Then comes the test. I toss Hedgehog and Froggy in with a couple of other toys and say, "Okay, Tony, go get Hedgehog," or "Go get Froggy." Get Froggy. Are you sassing me? Yeah, you just want a treat, huh? All right, we're turning to bribery. See if a treat will get her to do it. Okay, go get Hedgehog. Get Hedgehog. Get it! Go get Hedgehog. Get Hedgehog. So yeah, it's safe to say she's not in the gifted and talented program, but that's okay. As I said, the dogs in this study were in a small group of gifted word learner dogs, which is a pretty rare group that seems to have a knack for picking up on object names. Most family dogs, including the ones in this study, didn't show clear evidence of learning new object labels in this way. So my failure doesn't contradict the study. It actually fits right in. I'm just gonna tell myself that my dog is special in her own way. The bigger story here isn't just about dogs, it's about how all brains learn new words. Think about how human babies learn language. You don't sit a 1-year-old down with flashcards and run vocabulary drills. Sure, you might show a toddler a new object and say the name and try to get the toddler to say the name back to you, but for the most part, you're just going about your day. You talk to your spouse about breakfast, you talk to your other kids about their shoes. The baby is just a very cute, drooly sponge. They watch you interact with other people and objects. If you hand a new object the baby hasn't seen before to someone else and then you start talking about how great it is, the baby goes, "Oh, that thing's important." For a long time, we thought this way of learning was just a human thing, because we're always looking for ways to make ourselves feel important. But this study shows that some dogs can learn new object names just by observing human-to-human interactions. So these dogs aren't just responding to commands. They're watching our social interactions, following what we're looking at, and using that to link a word with a new object. It's kind of amazing that a dog can go through this process and still remember the word later on. That's some high-level cognitive thinking right there. For us owners of average dogs, don't beat yourself up. You're not imagining things when your dog perks up when you start talking about how you want a treat. Are they learning new words just by overhearing you talk about them? Maybe not, but they are most likely listening to your conversations, which is equal parts cool and creepy. If you're looking for more good news in your life, be sure to check out this video right here. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing so we can ignore all the bad news together.